Okay, so I used to think of Syndicate Sadists as lesser Lenzi, despite an appearance from Joseph Cotton, and whilst I still do, there's fun to be had here with lowered expectations. A lack of visual variety appears to injure this film's impressionability. I'll be real, with many of these Italian cop films, polizieschi, you just watch them for the spectacle, the garage brutality, and the severity of edits during intense moments, partly to cut costs, but I like the sensory effect. I'm not invested in these film storylines, generally speaking. I just want to see how it plays out as a production. Oh, this is also the first Rambo film, kind of. Thomas Milan, the star of this film, had read the novel First Blood by author David Morrell, which was published in 1971, I think, and wanted to star as John Rambo in an Italian film production adapting the story, although he was unable to materialize this. Somehow he was able to get the specific permission to use the name John Rambo for the protagonist of the next film he starred in, and so watching this film I briefly think, oh, what a fun coincidence. But it turns out, like, not really, I guess. Is this still better than any of those Stallone Rambo films? Probably not. Maybe that fifth one. I didn't see that one. I remember First Blood being serviceable and serious, though inferior to Ted Kotcheff's earlier film, Wake in Fright, of course. The second film is just the shameless opposite entirely, and the third film, well, I mean, is famous for its morbid reflection of America's shifting foreign policy interests, I suppose. Movie 4 is Stallone's favourite. I remember it being excessively violent, far from incompetent. Syndicate Sadists is the lesser of the four Lenzi cop films thus far, unfortunately. I used to think of either this or From Corleone to Brooklyn as the weakest, upon my first viewing them, but actually, perhaps it is viewing From Corleone to Brooklyn in any place but last on the lineup of Lenzi's polizieschi. It's pretty fun and superior, I think, to this one, Syndicate Sadists. Cinematographically, this one felt kind of stock and blocky, reflecting a screenplay which appears to consist of Thomas Milan going from place to place, either talking with people or shooting them, but without the action sequences being overly compelling, riveting, instead of mildly exciting and fun. Syndicate Sadists, it won't make you like Umberto Lenzi more, but it won't make you like Joseph Cotton less. His performance is one of the more memorable aspects of the film. They wrote for him the more interesting character in the film, or perhaps the only interesting character in the film. Syndicate Sadists is made for a decent time, and the Lenzi retrospective continues.